It's not your age that's slowly breaking your body. It's the small, everyday habits you do every morning without even realizing it. The way you stand, sit, move, or even what you skip in the morning silently wears down your joints, steals your energy, and steals your freedom. Most people over 60 are unknowingly doing at least three of these habits every day, setting themselves up for pain, stiffness, and frustration. But the good news is, once you see them, you can stop the damage and reclaim your body. Habit 1. Sitting too long after waking up. Most seniors wake up and immediately reach for a chair. They sit down to check the news, scroll through their phones, or prepare breakfast. At first glance, this seems harmless, even restful. But from a physiological perspective, this is one of the most destructive habits you can have for joint health. Overnight, your body has been in deep hibernation. Heart rate is slow, blood pressure is low, muscles are relaxed, and fluids have pooled in the extremities. Synovial fluid inside the joints, which normally lubricates cartilage, has thickened like cold honey. Interstitial fluids in the fascia have slowed, leaving connective tissues stiff and unresponsive. When you sit immediately, the joints remain stagnant. Imagine trying to bend a metal hinge coated in sticky resin. Every movement creates friction, gradually wearing the surfaces. Cartilage, which has no direct blood supply, depends entirely on movement to receive nutrients through synovial fluid exchange. Sitting blocks this essential pump, starving the cartilage and ligaments, leading to microtrauma. Over time, this stagnation contributes to osteoarthritis, hip degeneration, and chronic stiffness. Step-by-step morning mobilization to counteract this habit. Feet and ankles. While still lying down, point your toes away like a ballerina, stretching the shins. Flex them toward the shins, engaging the calves. Repeat 20 to 30 times. Calves act as a secondary heart, pushing pooled blood back to the core. Hands and fingers. Open your fingers wide, then close them into fists 15 to 20 times. This combats fluid retention, reduces morning stiffness, and activates small joint mobility. Hips and lumbar spine. Bend one knee, heel toward the glutes, then return. Repeat 5 to 7 times per leg. This lubricates the hip without compressive load. Follow with gentle spinal twists. Knees fall softly to one side, head to the opposite, hold, switch. Log roll to sit. Avoid sitting up abruptly. Roll onto your side with shoulders and hips aligned. Use your arms to push upright, swing legs over the bed. Pause 30 to 60 seconds to stabilize blood pressure. After this, if you sit for breakfast, keep it brief, no more than 5 minutes. Stand intermittently, walk in place, or perform micro stretches. Habit stacking works well here. Sip water while gently marching or stretching. Nutrition and biochemical impact. Sitting immediately, especially if consuming breakfast, triggers insulin spikes while synovial fluid is stagnant. This combination promotes inflammation in joints. By mobilizing first, you enhance circulation, reduce insulin surges, and prepare digestive and joint systems for optimal function. Visualize your cartilage absorbing synovial fluid, your discs rehydrating, your ligaments flexing without strain. Mindset cues. Many seniors accept stiffness as inevitable. This is a myth. Aging joints respond to proper signals. By mobilizing before sitting, you instruct your body to engage repair processes, improve tissue resilience, and prevent microinjury. Awareness is key. Observe your joints as you move. Detect tightness early and adjust posture or perform mini mobilizations. Real-life example. Mrs. Khan, 67, reported waking with stiff knees every morning. She started performing 5 minutes of foot, hand, and hip mobilizations before sitting. Within 2 weeks, morning stiffness decreased by 50%, her gait improved, and she could climb stairs without discomfort. This demonstrates the power of preventing fluid stagnation and promoting synovial lubrication. Cinematic visualization. Picture the synovial fluid flowing like warm oil through hinges, cartilage plumping, ligaments stretching, discs decompressing, fascia gliding smoothly. Your morning is no longer a battle against stiffness, but a controlled, fluid awakening of your body. By restructuring the first 15 to 20 minutes, you transform your mornings. You are sending a biological message. Your body is ready to move, repair, and adapt. Sitting becomes intentional, not default. Joints are lubricated, circulation is optimized, spinal discs are hydrated, and the brain is ready to process information with clarity. Habit 2. Ignoring morning stretching and hip activation. Most people over 60 wake up, swing their legs off the bed, and shuffle straight to the bathroom or the kitchen. They think stretching is optional or something young people do in yoga class. Yet this simple oversight is silently destroying your hips, knees, and lower back. Overnight, your hip flexors, the psoas and iliacus muscles, have been in a shortened, contracted state. Your glutes, hamstrings, and spinal stabilizers are relaxed, dehydrated, and stiff. When you fail to perform targeted morning stretches, these muscles remain dormant. Your pelvis tilts forward, and the kinetic chain that connects your hips, knees, and spine becomes misaligned. Why this matters? The hip is the largest ball and socket joint in the human body. It supports your entire weight, absorbs impact, and coordinates movement from the legs to the torso. When the hip flexors are tight, your pelvis rotates anteriorly. This pulls the lumbar spine into a hyperarch position, compressing spinal discs and overstretching ligaments. The knees, which are hinge joints, then have to compensate for this rotational imbalance. You take thousands of steps daily on a misaligned system, which leads to uneven cartilage wear, joint grinding, and micro-trauma that eventually manifests as osteoarthritis or chronic pain. Step-by-step morning hip activation routine. Supine hip stretch. Lie on your back. Pull one knee gently toward your chest while keeping the other leg extended. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds, then switch. This decompresses the lower spine and elongates the glutes and hamstrings. Bridge activation. From lying flat, press your heels into the mattress and lift your hips toward the ceiling, engaging the glutes. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, then lower. Repeat 10 times. This wakes up posterior chain muscles and stabilizes the pelvis. Hip rotations. While standing behind a counter or chair, rotate one leg outward and inward slowly, 10 times each side. This lubricates the hip joint and wakes up the small stabilizer muscles around the joint capsule. Dynamic lunges. Step one foot forward into a shallow lunge, keeping the back leg extended. Rock gently forward and back to mobilize the hip flexors dynamically. Repeat 5 to 7 times per side. Physiological explanation. These movements pump synovial fluid into the hip joint, stretch fascia, and wake up deep stabilizers like the transverse abdominis and multifidus. Stretching also increases blood flow, bringing oxygen and nutrients to cartilage and surrounding tissues. Ignoring this step leaves your joints stiff, blood flow sluggish, and micro tears in cartilage unrepaired. Nutrition and biochemistry notes. Morning stretching complements hydration. When your tissues are well hydrated, fascia slides smoothly, joints glide easily, and ligaments can stretch safely. Consuming warm water with electrolytes before stretching improves fluid dynamics, enhances nutrient delivery to cartilage, and primes the nervous system for safe movement. Mindset and behavioral cues. Many seniors underestimate the importance of hip activation because tightness doesn't feel painful immediately. Yet failure to stretch silently alters posture, increases fall risk, and accelerates joint degeneration. Incorporate stretching into habitual cues. While your tea brews, perform bridge activations. While brushing teeth, do ankle and hip rotations. Micro-stacking ensures consistency without mental resistance. Real-life example. Mr. Lee, 72, had nagging lower back pain and occasional knee discomfort. He started dedicating 5 minutes each morning to hip stretches and bridge exercises. Within 3 weeks, his posture improved, lumbar discomfort decreased, and knee pain during walking was reduced significantly. The simple act of waking up the hip flexors and stabilizers reversed micro misalignments that had developed over decades. Cinematic visualization. Imagine your pelvis as the central axis of a spinning wheel. Overnight, it has become stiff and immobile. Morning stretches gradually oil the wheel. The glutes, hamstrings, and hip flexors elongate and contract in harmony. Synovial fluid lubricates the hip socket like warm oil. Discs decompress, fascia glides, and the entire lower kinetic chain awakens. You are no longer stiff. You are primed for movement, stability, and strength. By neglecting hip activation, you are allowing small imbalances to accumulate into chronic pain and degeneration. By dedicating just 5 minutes each morning, you protect your lower body, maintain independence, and prepare your joints for the day ahead. Habit 3. Skipping morning hydration. Every morning, countless seniors reach for coffee, tea, or even grab breakfast before drinking a single drop of water. They think hydration can wait or that caffeine will wake them up. Yet this seemingly innocent habit is silently sabotaging joint health, spinal integrity, and even brain function. Overnight, your body has lost a significant amount of water through breathing and perspiration. For seniors, whose total body water decreases naturally with age, this overnight fluid loss is critical. Dehydrated tissues become less pliable, cartilage loses its shock-absorbing capacity, intervertebral discs flatten, and synovial fluid thickens, leaving joints stiff, fragile, and prone to microtrauma. Why hydration first matters. Synovial fluid inside joints is like oil in an engine. Without sufficient water, cartilage is starved of nutrients, and micro-friction accelerates wear. Intervertebral discs, which are 70 to 80% water, lose height and resiliency when fluids are depleted. Morning headaches, brain fog, and dizziness often arise because the brain itself has physically shrunk slightly due to fluid loss, pulling on pain-sensitive membranes. Ignoring this hydration step sets off a cascade. Joints are dry, muscles cramp, circulation is sluggish, and cognitive alertness is reduced. Step-by-step morning hydration routine. Immediate water intake. Upon waking, drink 12 to 16 ounces of room temperature water. Cold water can shock the vagus nerve and constrict stomach vessels, slowing absorption. Warm or slightly room temperature water ensures gentle systemic distribution. Electrolyte enhancement. Add a pinch of high-quality sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. Electrolytes like sodium and potassium improve cellular water uptake, while lemon primes liver detoxification and provides digestive enzymes. Slow, mindful drinking. Stand or sit quietly while drinking. Visualize the water traveling to your joints, expanding discs, and hydrating synovial fluid. Avoid rushing. Hydration is both biochemical and neurological. Micromobilization during hydration. Perform gentle ankle pumps, wrist flexes, and shoulder shrugs while sipping water. This promotes circulation and primes synovial flow simultaneously. Physiological explanation. Hydration restores the viscoelastic properties of cartilage and fascia. Well-hydrated tissues glide smoothly, resist shear stress, and maintain their shock-absorbing function. The spinal discs regain height, relieving pressure on nerves and reducing morning stiffness. Hydration also ensures blood viscosity is optimal, which reduces cardiac strain and improves oxygen delivery to tissues. Nutrition and biochemistry notes. Skipping hydration before coffee or breakfast triggers mild dehydration compounded by diuretic effects of caffeine. This increases systemic inflammation, thickens synovial fluid, and slows nutrient delivery to cartilage. Proper hydration before caloric intake allows your body to absorb nutrients efficiently, enhances glucose management, and primes metabolism. Mindset and behavioral cues. Many seniors underestimate water's role in morning joint health. A simple behavioral cue. Keep a 12-ounce glass by your bedside. Make the first sip of the day non-negotiable. Consider it the ignition for your biological systems. Hydration before breakfast, before caffeine, before news, before the world. Real-life example. Mrs. Tanaka, 69, suffered from stiff knees and chronic low back discomfort. She habitually drank coffee immediately upon waking. After starting her day with 16 ounces of warm water and lemon, she noticed reduced morning stiffness, fewer headaches, and improved alertness. Her joints felt lubricated, and exercises in the morning became easier. Cinematic visualization. Imagine water as a river flowing through your body. It seeps into cartilage like oil into gears, expands intervertebral discs like inflating a spring, lubricates fascia, and revives dehydrated muscles. Brain tissues plump, nerves glide smoothly, and every joint is bathed in fluid, ready for movement. The morning is no longer dry and stiff. It is fluid, mobile, and alive. By skipping this step, you are essentially asking your joints, spine, and brain to perform without lubrication. By committing 3 to 5 minutes to mindful hydration, you restore tissue integrity, enhance nutrient delivery, and give your joints a fighting chance against the stresses of daily life.
Habit 4. Skipping morning protein and muscle activation. Many seniors wake up, hydrate, and then sit down for a sugary breakfast or skip it altogether. The mistake here is not just nutritional, it is mechanical. After 8 hours of inactivity, your muscles have entered a state of catabolism where protein breakdown exceeds protein synthesis. Your body has been fasting while repairing tissues, and your neuromuscular system is effectively offline. Skipping morning protein and deliberate muscle activation signals to your body that it's acceptable to continue this breakdown. Over time, this accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, and weakens the protective muscles surrounding your joints, spine, and core. Why this matters? Muscles are the shock absorbers of your body. Your quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, and spinal stabilizers protect joints from impact and uneven loading. When these muscles are weak or inactive, joints absorb forces they were never designed to handle. Over decades, this silent neglect manifests as chronic knee, hip, and back pain. In addition, muscles play a critical role in maintaining metabolic health. Active muscles utilize glucose, regulate insulin, and modulate inflammatory pathways. Without morning activation, your metabolism is sluggish, systemic inflammation rises, and joint tissues remain underfed and vulnerable. Step-by-step morning muscle activation routine. Gentle resistance exercises. Use body weight or a resistance band to perform seated leg extensions, glute squeezes, and bicep curls. 10 repetitions each activate the largest muscle groups and improve circulation. Dynamic core activation. Lie on your back and perform pelvic tilts. Engage your transverse abdominis and multifidus to stabilize the lumbar spine. This reduces lower back strain and primes postural muscles. Functional movement drills. Stand behind a counter or chair for support and perform mini squats, calf raises, and shoulder rolls. These exercises awaken the neuromuscular system and increase joint lubrication through movement-induced synovial fluid circulation. Morning protein intake. Within 30 minutes of waking, consume a protein-rich source, such as a smoothie with whey or plant protein, eggs, or Greek yogurt. Proteins provide the amino acids necessary for muscle repair and neurotransmitter synthesis, supporting both movement and cognition. Physiological explanation. When you engage muscles in the morning, you trigger the mechanotransduction pathways, signals that tell cells to strengthen and repair tissues. Muscle contraction increases blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients to cartilage and ligaments. Protein consumption supports muscle protein synthesis, reduces catabolism, and fuels mitochondrial energy production. Together, hydration, protein, and movement form a triad that primes tissues for resilience throughout the day. Nutrition and biochemistry notes. Skipping protein leads to reduced levels of leucine, an essential amino acid that directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis via the mTOR pathway. Chronic deficiency accelerates loss of lean body mass, compromises metabolic rate, and indirectly stresses joints. Morning protein also stabilizes blood sugar, preventing insulin spikes that promote inflammation and cartilage degradation. Mindset and behavioral cues. Many seniors assume breakfast is optional or that their main meal is lunch. Treat morning protein and movement as a non-negotiable ritual. Habit stacking is key. While your water is absorbed, perform the body weight activation. After activation, consume protein while engaging in light mindfulness or gratitude practice. This creates a synergistic biological signal to the body. We are awake, nourished, and ready for movement. Real-life example. Mr. Rivera, 68, suffered from knee discomfort and slow recovery after walking. He began performing mini squats, glute bridges, and shoulder rolls while having his morning water. Simultaneously, he added a protein shake with Greek yogurt and berries. Within 4 weeks, he reported stronger legs, less knee discomfort, and increased stamina. His morning ritual transformed the neuromuscular system from passive to primed. Cinematic visualization. Picture your muscles as springs around your skeleton. Overnight, they become slack, unresponsive, and dehydrated. Morning activation compresses and releases these springs, waking up fibers, lubricating joints with fresh synovial fluid, and signaling the body to repair and strengthen. Protein intake provides the raw material for these repairs, like oil and metal for machine maintenance. Together, movement and nutrition transform stiffness into strength, vulnerability into resilience. By skipping this step, you're leaving muscles weak, joints underprotected, and your metabolism dormant. By committing just 10 minutes and a protein-rich breakfast, you rewire your body for strength, joint protection, and longevity.
Habit 5. Ignoring postural alignment and daily joint loading. One of the most overlooked killers of joint health in seniors is poor posture combined with improper joint loading. Many over 60 assume that stiffness and pain are inevitable. They think, I've aged, my posture will just sag and my joints will ache. The truth is, these aches are largely preventable and are the cumulative result of decades of micro errors in alignment and movement. Why posture matters. Your spine is the central column that transmits force throughout your body. Your hips, knees, and shoulders are like hinges and shock absorbers that distribute mechanical load. Over years, slouching, leaning, crossing legs, or uneven weight-bearing slowly shifts these joints into maladaptive positions. Imagine a bridge that is slightly twisted. Even a tiny misalignment will create stress points that grow over time. Similarly, small misalignments in your pelvis or spine increase shear forces on the knees, hips, and lower back. When you stand, sit, or walk with poor posture, certain muscles weaken while others tighten. This imbalance puts unnatural stress on joint capsules, cartilage, and ligaments. For seniors whose tissues are less elastic and more prone to micro tears, ignoring this alignment accelerates degeneration and pain. Step-by-step postural reset routine. Morning spinal alignment. Before leaving the bed, perform a gentle spinal twist. Lie flat on your back, knees bent, and slowly lower them to one side while turning your head to the opposite side. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds and switch. This decompresses vertebral discs and mobilizes spinal joints. Pelvic neutralization. Sit on the edge of the bed with feet flat. Tilt the pelvis forward and backwards slowly, feeling the sacrum and lower lumbar region adjust. Repeat 10 times to awaken core stabilizers. Shoulder and thoracic mobility. Stand or sit upright, interlace fingers behind your head, and gently arch the thoracic spine backward while drawing shoulder blades together. This counters morning hunching and kyphotic tendencies. Dynamic weight shifts. Stand with feet hip-width apart. Shift weight from left to right slowly, bending knees slightly to activate quadriceps, glutes, and hip stabilizers. Visualize energy moving through your joints. This primes load-bearing joints for the day. Foot and ankle engagement. Many seniors wear supportive shoes but neglect foot musculature. Perform toe spreads, heel lifts, and ankle circles. A strong foundation ensures correct weight distribution and reduces knee, hip, and back stress. Physiological explanation. Misalignment affects not just joints but neuromuscular pathways. Ligaments and tendons adapt to poor posture, creating tension imbalances that feed into chronic pain. Muscles that are underused atrophy, while overused muscles develop knots and inflammation. By performing micro-mobilizations and consciously realigning joints, you signal to the body to restore symmetry. This reduces shear forces on cartilage, maintains spinal disc hydration, and improves proprioception, your brain's awareness of body position. Nutrition and biochemistry notes. While posture seems purely mechanical, inflammation magnifies its effects. Poor alignment increases joint microtrauma, leading to localized inflammation. Adequate hydration, anti-inflammatory nutrition, and morning movement complement alignment exercises by enhancing synovial fluid quality and reducing stiffness. Mindset and behavioral cues. Most seniors are unaware of the subtle, ongoing damage caused by daily misalignment. Habit stacking helps. After hydration and light muscle activation, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to postural reset. Stand tall while brushing teeth or preparing breakfast. Consciously check shoulder height, pelvic tilt, and weight distribution. Small, repeated corrections accumulate into long-term joint preservation. Real-life example. Mrs. Patel, 72, experienced chronic knee pain and morning back stiffness. Her posture was forward-leaning from decades of desk work and household chores. After integrating a daily 5-minute postural alignment routine, she reported reduced knee strain, improved mobility, and easier transitions from sitting to standing. Her joints no longer absorbed forces unevenly. Instead, they moved with symmetry and efficiency. Cinematic visualization. Picture your skeleton as a suspension bridge. Overnight, tension cables, muscles, and ligaments slacken and misalign. Morning postural reset is like tensioning the cables, realigning the bridge supports, and ensuring even load distribution. Joints glide smoothly, muscles engage correctly, and movement becomes fluid rather than jagged. The body feels balanced, resilient, and prepared for the day. Ignoring posture and proper joint loading is silently destructive. By spending 5 to 10 minutes each morning realigning your body and priming load-bearing joints, you dramatically reduce long-term joint degeneration, prevent falls, and enhance mobility. Today, you've uncovered the hidden habits that have been silently wearing down your joints and stealing your energy. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You have the power to change. Every small choice you make tomorrow morning, how you stand, how you move, what you feed your body, can either continue the cycle of pain or begin the journey of healing. Remember, it's never too late. Your body is resilient, your joints are capable of repair, and your life is far from over. Commit to yourself. Stand taller, move with purpose, nourish your muscles, and protect your joints. These are not just habits, they are your lifeline to freedom, strength, and independence. Take this knowledge, apply it, and every morning remind yourself, I am not my pain. I am stronger than my age. I am reclaiming my body one habit at a time. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next lesson in our 30-day journey to joint health and vitality. Together, we'll continue building strength, mobility, and freedom one day at a time.